Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 92 of the Sim Racing Show. And this week, Assetto Corsa EVO just made a move that could permanently change its future. Career mode is dead, systems have been reworked, 2 new tracks, 7 new cars, and I've already tested update 0.5 properly. I'm going to tell you whether this is a step forward or a warning sign. And Le Mans Ultimate has also dropped an update which reshaped its hypercars. Assetto Corsa Rally is bringing a mystery car. Rennsport is quietly stacking content. AMS2 just teased some wild retro monsters, and even RaceRoom lost a track but gained another. So let's get into it. So there's a lot going on at Kunos this week, with EVO making some serious moves. First, I'll talk about career mode, and later I'll let you know about the massive 0.5 update, which I've already tested. So the first news from EVO is obviously pretty upsetting because career mode plans are now dead. This plan was the full progression system tied into the open world side of the game, and that's not happening now. It's straight up disabled now, and when you boot the game, it throws you into open mode. The good news is that any cars you bought before are still there in your garage, so you're not losing everything, but it's a big direction shift whether people like it or not. The good news is that Assetto Corsa EVO 0.5 is out now, and it's a proper update. I have tested it already, and I'll let you know what I think. So we've got 2 new tracks, Watkins Glen and Paul Ricard. I like Watkins Glen, I don't really like Paul Ricard. Car-wise, you've got a proper mix. You've got the Audi Sport Quattro, the BMW M2 with multiple variants, the Caterham 485 CSR with variants, the Lara EXP, which is crazy to drive, the Porsche 992 G3 RS with variants, and the Toyota 86 with a crazy bunch of versions, and the Mark 1 Golf GTI. The other headline change you'll notice straight away is how track cuts work now. It now checks if you actually gain time by cutting. If you didn't, nothing happens. If you did, you have a short distance to slow down and give the time back. If you don't, you get a warning or a penalty. They've also added the ability to set track limits corner by corner, which is exactly what you want if they're aiming for something that feels more natural. So I've tested it already. I feel like the new cars are fantastic. The performance feels a little bit zippier. It's a great step in the direction of the new EVO, which is about time trialing, hot lapping, exploring high-performing road cars mainly on tracks. However, I'm already missing a bit the career mode. I'm missing the fact that I won't be able to earn my way to these new cars. They kind of drop, and I try all of them, a bit like a kid in the sweet shop, and then I've had my fill. So mixed feelings about it. In fact, let me know what you think in the comments. Are you happy that they've dropped the economy stuff, or did you want a proper career structure in EVO? Personally, I'm not sure they were ever going to be able to deliver that proper career structure, so maybe it's for the best, weirdly, that they've dropped it. Now, Le Mans Ultimate also dropped a big patch that makes big changes and makes hypercars feel different. They've pushed a new tyre model for the top class. You've got a smaller margin now when you're right on the limit. You need to be a bit cleaner, but it's not just harder for the sake of it. The interesting bit is that the tyres should actually be more consistent over a stint. So fewer of those like weird temperature spikes when you're loading the car up, which would mean the grip doesn't randomly fall off a cliff, and tyres take longer to come in now, so your outlap is actually a thing again if you're not using tyre warmers. And because the tyres changed, they've tweaked a bunch of stuff around it too: brake behaviour, traction control, a bit of force feedback balancing, and there's also BOP adjustments for hypercars and also LMGT3. They've also improved the auto blip on LMDH, mainly to stop that annoying rear locking stuff under braking. We've all had it. You're going down the Mulsanne in Le Mans, we know what that feels like. And then as usual, there's a long list of general fixes, bits of multiplayer stability, track limits behaving weirdly, some track touch-ups, a handful of car-specific fixes, the normal polished patch stuff. So if you drive hypercars in LMU, you are going to notice the changes. And let me know in the comments, do you want LMG to be more stricter with these tyres, argue more realistic, or do you want them to be more forgiving, where we can push and drive these hypercars without them biting our head off? Now, next we're going to talk about Assetto Corsa Rally and other news, but before that I want to say a big thank you to MOZA for sponsoring this video with the MOZA R25 Ultra True Torque DD wheelbase. It's a very powerful wheelbase from MOZA. Not only has a 25 Newton meters, but also has LFE and telemetry effects as well. It's $899 for 25 Newton meters, which is very, very, very competitive. So go check out the link in the description if you're looking for a wheelbase around that price or that Newton meterage. And big thanks to MOZA for sponsoring the Sim Racing Show. Now, more news from Kunos, because Supernova Games director Erwin Zonka has already revealed that the Skoda Fabia Rally 2 would be coming to Assetto Corsa Rally. Now, it was confirmed that the Czech firm's car would arrive in the game's next update, and that update is 0.3. is launching alongside those 2 Monte Carlo stages, and there's also another mystery car coming with it too. And remember, this whole project is still building towards, they say, a full 1.0 release later this year, but I just worry about that timeline being met. I'm just going to raise it with you. So let me know in the comments, what could this mystery car be? Maybe an Impreza? Now, speaking about tracks, RaceRoom has had to pull Laguna Seca because of licensing problems. The track, which if you remember also became paid content on iRacing recently, is apparently a costly one due to license. The good news is that developer KW Studios is proactively negotiating a deal. And at the same time, they've confirmed that Spa is coming back with the latest layout. So 1 out, 1 in. Let me know what you prefer, Laguna Seca or Spa. Bit of a tough one, actually. Now, next we've got an update from Rennsport, and it's a big housekeeping one. Lots of fixes, but they also dropped a decent amount of track content. We've now got the Kuala Lumpur Street Circuit, Road Atlanta Short Course, and also Fuji GP layout with the shortcut added in. And on top of that, weirdly, they've thrown in the Hyundai N-Vision 74 concept car as well. It's a slightly random mix, but it does feel like they're building towards something bigger. I'm actually going to fly out and see Rennsport in Germany. So if you have any questions for Rennsport, let me know what you want me to ask in the comments and I will put it to them. Now let's jump to Carmageddon, because trying to reimagine a much-loved franchise for a modern audience is always going to be a tough challenge. And it seems like the studio behind Carmageddon Road Shift may have kind of stuck it. So 34 Big Things has dispensed with the original game sense of like crazy fun and outlandish gore, and instead it's leaned into zombies and apocalypse chaos. It is 2026 after all. It can be fun, it's just missing that like really stupid cartoonish charm that the classics had. So I don't know whether you prefer the old school Carmageddon or whether you like this newer direction, but that's interesting to see Carmageddon kind of getting refreshed in 2026. Now this week, Riser Studios unveiled its DLC plans for 2026, and fans of AMS2 are in for retro-inspired treats. They've teased BTCC style super touring cars, Group 5s and Can-Am monsters, so expect flames and noise. And they're also going to add another era of late 2000s F1 cars alongside Class 1 DTM from around that time. Going further back in time, Riser also previewed 50 sports cars with the sim geared up for a comprehensive single-player career later this year. Let me know which of these eras you want to see first, Super Touring Can-Am or the late 2000s F1 stuff. It sounds like AMS2 could be going after Assetto Corsa EVO's launch. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast link in the description as well, and I will see you in the next one.